singa tebatwala ba intern bano universities zongera kuleta bachi basawo balala zongera kuleta basawo balala kiba kitegeeza oba oyongera ku mwendo gwa ba intern abali waka abatakola.
So what you can tell in Uganda about the placement letters, rather temporary licenses. The math na yet for us we know ntimuzifuna after your names are on the list.
Process eyo jamu nti oba oyina okufuna kibayita provisional license ekusobozesa okugenda okujjanjaba bannayuganda mu mwaka mulamba ogwa internship nga bw'olinda okuqualifyinga oba okakasibwa ng'omusawo asobola okujjanjaba bannayuganda nga teri muntu akusupervisinga. So ministry yatuyita nga lumu mpaka nga 4 omwezi ogw'omusanvu omwaka guno gwennyini 2024 okusaba akakiiko ke bayita Uganda National Medical and Dental Practitioners Council tusabe kye bayita provisional licenses. So ne registeringa okuba nti tufuna provisional licenses ezo, so nga twalina okuzifuna nga ministry yali emaze okutudeployinga twalina okugenda okuzipiikinga so that tugenda gye batusindise okutandika okujjanjaba bannayuganda. So provisional licenses zaffe gye ziri ku council naye engeri gye kiri nti tetwasindikiddwa mu malwaliro gano okutandika kola internship yaffe. Provisional license ekino kye tugenda zikozesa kuba zibeera za mwaka gumu, so ziba zibeera za mwaka gumu ng'ate tugenda beera tudde waka tuba tulina kye tugenda zikozesa. So twongera okusaba Ministry of Health wamu n'akakiiko akakulira ebyobulamu mu Parliament basale entoto okulaba nti tugenda mu internship tuleme tulaka mwaka mulamba tweyanza.
Okay, so my name is Francis Muhindo. I'm a pre-intern doctor from Makerere University. So about the recurrent problem of every time having what they have been calling backlogs of taking some interns, others not taking them. It comes from the fact that the entry point into university for medical schools is not regulated. In that you find private universities every semester, first of all, they have a lot of intakes. Per intake, they may have like 400 students. Then the other intake, they have 400 students. Those are 800 students. Yeah. So when they keep releasing every semester students, you find that the number is so overwhelming, and so the slots available according to them, the ones they plan for cannot all be accommodated by. Cannot accommodate all the students that have released into the market. So my point is that if they want to solve this problem, they should regulate the numbers. Yeah, if they know they have only 2,000 slots, then they should divide those slots, and they know, okay, the private universities each is bringing say maybe 200, and for God's sake, Makerere has the lowest. Yeah, it has one of the lowest numbers we release, and we have only one intake. But for this year, you realize that we are the only people around to be taken, but none of us has been taken. And yet, other universities that have 2 intakes, a very good number of them have been taken. So that is my point. They should regulate the entry point so that they clear this backlog, like this backlog point. Yes. And then the other thing I would want to stress is the meaning of the backlog. What they call the backlog is that you are eligible to apply for something, you have applied, you have been given a provisional license, but the slots are not enough to take all of you. But this time round, the people who were taken last time, they had applied, unlike those that have been taken this time. Yeah, by the time their colleagues were taken, they still had pending academic programs, so they were not fit, they were not eligible to apply for provisional licenses, which are a requirement for you to be taken for internship. So they are in the same category with us, so they can't call them a backlog, and they also don't call us a backlog. We are the same time, academic time, with them. Universities, some of their universities have different academic calendars, because if someone finished in December of 2023 and another one has finished in January 2024. How do someone who finished in 2023 December qualify to be taken, and yet someone of 2024 January fails to be taken, calling the other one a backlog and this one not a backlog? You realize it's not a fair thing. And apart from that, I am very much hopeful that with the current budget, a very good number of us can still be taken up. Because if last year with a smaller budget, they were able to take up about 1,926 students, and yet this time they have a bigger budget, but they are taking a small number of 1,263 students. So we are very much hopeful that with even the remaining slots, a very good number of us can be taken. Most especially for Makere, who have been having only one waiting cohort, and we are only 170 left.
150.
Actually, 150 left. That means with even the remaining slots, they can take us in and take in other people from other universities to fill up the remaining slots. So it is our humble appeal that this issue is resolved with the urgency so that we are able to start internship that is slated to start on the 5th of August, which is Monday next week.
You tuli bangi tumaze kosi yaffe Ministry y'obulamu erina otuwa internship y'omwaka gumu tuleke tufune license zaffe ezitukkiriza okukola mu Uganda. Kati babadde bagala otuloako omwaka mulala gumu, tetusobola. Tumaze emyaka egyo 5 mu ssomero, bagala otula omwaka mulala gumu waka, then tugenda internship nayo ey'omwaka gumu. Eno investment yonna gavumenti eteekamu ssente nti tusome. Kati naye tulabaka mwaka mulamba nga tukola ki? Lwaki bakola decisions ezireeta obuzibu buli mwaka? Buli mwaka abaana beekalakaasa, bayintani beekalakaasa, ate naguno omwaka bakikoze n'omwaka ogujja kigenda kubeerawo. Lwaki tebatuwala ffenna guno omwaka ne kiggwaawo? Sakira omwaka ogujja abaana bonna abanga bamaze okusoma bagende mu internship. Lwaki baagala bateekewo ekizibu ekisigalawo mwaka? Badde ngamba nti si nti tuna ministry simanyi budget zaabwe. Tusoma mawulire bagamba ssente weziri. Amawulire kyegagamba tetumanyi ebizibu oba ebintu bye balowoozezzaako okugamba nti tutuule waka tulinde omwaka omulala mulamba. Nakyo mbadde ngamba, mbadde nsaba ministry y'ebyobulamu etuule wansi yeerowoozemu neera bakyuseemu ku ki? Ku nkola. N'ekizibu kiggweewo, sakira omwaka ogujja batambule bulungi. Ffenna abamaze omwaka guno batwale ku internship. Tugenda kukola, twagala kukola. In fact, tuli wano tutudde wakalaba ebirevu nga oyukuze. Sinnakyakola ntwala bakanywa caayi wa taata ne maama. Sikola, sina ssente, ndi musajja mukulu. Ninze internship. Sina na airtime. Embeera efuuse embeera. Saba busabe ministry ekirowoozeeko. Tukoze buli kimu kyonna tukikoze. Twasomye bulungi by the way, twamaze. Ffenna abali wano tulina transcript zaffe. Tulaga twamaze okusoma, twagala license. Era ngenda kuba wano ngende ku council, sabe license yange. Oluvaawo ngende ku mission tule ngambe kati ministry. Tukoze tutya. At the beginning of July, the Ministry of Health Center after Communication, all of us who had completed our courses and told us to apply for those provisional licenses with the council. This is an official communication from the ministry. They gave us deadlines with a clear communication that all of us will be deployed by 1st August. And we kept waiting. So we went to the council, for which our schools already submitted our lists. Our names were there. We are ready. Even right now as I speak, my provisional license is there at the council and I'm going to pick it because it is there. We are picking them. But the minister suddenly wakes up and says, oh, suddenly, this was on Monday, I was at home packing my bags. When you see where I'm going and I go. Like, wait, hold up. All of you, you're not going. We're like, wait, what is this? With just a letter. This is after coming to Makerere where we started from and telling us in the morning that all of you are going. And then in the evening, they said, no, now you're not going. And they stopped communicating completely. We're here on Monday trying to get a response from them, and the police response was just brutal. Very, very brutal. Reaching the Ministry of Health was a tug of war. I went there, I didn't even get to enter. They put me aside with the police officers to guard me. You're not entering this place. I'm like, hold up. By the way, I'm a doctor. I am supposed to work for this ministry. I'm under this ministry.
My name is Joseph Socrates Odom. pre-medical intern. First and foremost, it's not true that they don't have enough money. When we undergoing induction, the Undersecretary Minister of Health told us that they have money to cater for 2,500 interns, but they deployed 1,263. That means there's still some extra number that can be taken up. But even if that was the case, we have already petitioned Parliament to see how they can intervene in this matter. They can ask for a supplementary budget so that all the numbers that have not been deployed, the 1,247 that haven't been deployed, they can be taken up. So that's one step forward. The other alternative that we think, in case the ministry really fails to handle our grievances well, and also if Parliament maybe has not done its part, we could consider taking legal action against the Ministry of Health. Yes.
What, when you engaged the Ministry of Health, have you engaged the ministry since the communication came out, and have they given you any response?
Yes, we've engaged some, and the only thing they're telling us is that we're having meetings to resolve your grievances. They're telling us, be patient, we are working on you. So we hope maybe this week they would respond positively. Yes.
And Parliament, any response from Parliament?
From Parliament, they have informed me that they have engaged the Director General of Health Services, and he told them that he's going for a meeting to resolve our issues today, and they can only take action after the meeting of today.
So if things maybe go south and they don't go well, so in this 1 year, what will you be doing as you wait? As maybe the 1 year we're looking at 1 year, that maybe next year they might deploy, but in this 1 year, what next for
you? We first of all, I don't think there is no hope for us. I'm quite certain that given the avenues that we are trying to approach, there will be positive feedback for us.
Anything else you want to add?
Someone else can add in.
Let him give you Uganda.
Amanya gange nze Joseph Odong Socrates, pre-medical intern. Ministry yabadde egamba mu media nti tebalina sente zimala, naye nga basing on Undersecretary yatugamba nga tuli mu induction, yatugamba nti balina about 35 billion nga zisobola okukitaringa for 2,500 interns. So ekintu ekyesente sikkiriza nnyo nti tebalina zimala lwakuba badeployinga 1,263, far less than the 2,500 which they promised to deploy. Nekirala twatuuseko ku bakulu mu Parliament mu Health Committee ensonga eno okugiyingiramu. Ku makya kuno bankubira essimu ne baŋŋamba nti bamaze okwogera n'abakulu mu Ministry, Director General, n'abasuubiza nti they are going to have a meeting today okulaba nga ensonga zaffe ez'aba interns bazigonjoola zonna. Naye byonna bwe bigaana, tusobola batwala mu b'amateeka okulaba nga nabo bakola ki, batuyambako okugonjoola ensonga zino. And to the worst, ne President w'eggwanga tujja munoonya gyonna gy'ali alabe nga naye ebintu bino abiyingiramu.
So as our interns go every year, employment, no money, those, how can the ministry solve this issue that is happening?
First and foremost, ensonga z'entani ziva right from the point of admission to medical school. National Council for Education terikola mulimu mulungi. Olaba nga some universities olaba nga bafulumya nnyo baana bangi nnyo in a non-planned manner. So first and foremost, National Council for Education should have standards for someone to enter medical school, and those standards should be but very strict. They should know that every year maybe this university is producing 100 medical interns, this university producing maybe 80 interns, something like that. So if you fail to control numbers right from the beginning, this is the result. Okay? Otandika kulowooza nti tugenda bawa simanya pre-internship exam that means you're not trusting the universities. Okay, so there should be a strict entrance into medical schools. That is the first solution I would propose that the government can take on. Yeah, because the government has got to pay interns. But now if government says it doesn't have money, then control how many you are taking in. But that should be from the beginning, so that someone doesn't waste his 5 years studying. Then you tell them that we can't take you in for internship. That is quite unfair. Yeah, so it goes back to planning. National Council, Ministry of Health, and National Planning Authority, they have got to plan very well on that matter. Yes.
My name is Godfrey Natseli, Dr. Natseli. I've just completed my course at Makerere University in a Bachelor of Medicine and Bachelor of Surgery. So this issue that we've been pushing since Monday, we are still pushing for it because unlike many people who finish education with their programs and they start work, I'm part of the service force. We want to play our part in building the nation, and we are being held back. We are not, and my colleague just talked about the numbers. I believe we need doctors in this country. That's why all of us here woke up one day, we said, you know what, we are suffering. Let us go and become doctors and build this country in the health sector, which is what we want to do. It is unfortunate that sometimes when you come up like this and start doing such actions, trying to demand, to work, to serve, you know, they take us for bad people. We are not bad people. We are doctors. We are qualified. We've just graduated with very high grades. We're qualified to get here. We are doctors. We need to be respected, at least in the list. The other day, my colleague got arrested by his fellow colleagues, that 25-year-old young men like this. And they're like, you men are working, you know, you're in the police force, you're working. We also want to join the health force and we work. Why are they mistreating us like this? And Michael also talked about the numbers. You cannot solve the problem from the top. You cannot go to the top and say, oh, now we have this at the top. You have to begin from the bottom. You have to begin from the bottom. The tree begins rotting from the roots. That's when you know a tree is dying. So you have to begin from the bottom. If we're having an influx of numbers, control the numbers. Start from entering to universities, or maybe entering into the health sciences, or into the biological sciences at high school. Then control the numbers as you go up. Otherwise, if you let people into a room and then suddenly say there's not enough air for everyone to breathe, so let some people breathe. Why did you let all of them into the room in the first place? It's not fair. There's an issue of backlog. How do you solve backlog? By creating more backlog. Will this happen every year? Is this what happens every year? Last year we saw our colleagues striking and fighting on the streets, and we told them, for us, we are students. We are students, we are going to study, we shall not strike with you because we have to finish our degrees and also get there. And we have gotten here, and we are also seeing with our own eyes why they are calling us to come out of class and strike with them. Because this is becoming a pattern. We can't have a pattern of a health force that is fighting every single year. We can't have every single year interns fighting on the streets, running with police, calling the media, buying manilas with money which we don't have, with markers we don't own, getting transport every day to come here with money which we don't even have, borrowing because we're trying to get from one step to another. This shouldn't be a problem. It's not even supposed to be a problem. We're not even supposed to be here. We should be packing our bags and going to internship sites. That's how things are supposed to be. I want to implore the Ministry of Health and all stakeholders involved. I believe that there is a way we can solve this without creating a recurring problem. Now, I don't work in the ministry. I cannot speak for them. I don't know how their budgets run, or I don't sit in their meetings. So I don't know what technicalities they're looking at to come up with such decisions, but I think that this is not a fair decision to all those involved. Keep doing this, every year you'll have backlog, every single year, and only keep growing. Thank you. Kyembadde ngamba olaba katwamaze okusoma wano.
Amanya gange nze Lwesabula Alex, ndi musawo alinda okugezesebwamu oba kibayita pre-medical intern, nga tuli wano okwongera okukatiriza okwemulugunya kwaffe eri minisitule etwala ebyobulamu mu ggwanga Uganda olw'okuba nti twamaze okusoma emyaka 5 nga tusoma obusawo nene tusangibwa nti minisitule teyatugabye ku malwaliro ag'enjawulo mu ggwanga Uganda okwongera okugezesebwamu nga tuli under supervision. Okusinziira ku myaka 2 egisembyeyo emabega, mwaka 2022 batwala ba intern 1614 ate mu mwaka gwa 2023 2024 ne batwala ba intern 1926 ate nga mwaka guno 2024 list Ministry of Health yafulumiza batutte abayizi oba abasawo abagenda ogezesebwamu 1,263 kubana abayizi abasawo 1,263 Ministry yazzeemu nefulumya list endala ngejjayo abasawo 12 abali bava ku ttendekero erya Uganda Christian University so ne gubanga omwendo gusigala 1,251 omwendo guno gwe gusingako obutono ogwatwaliddwa ku mwaka guno ate ekyongera okulaga omwendo guno gusinga ogw'aba intern batutte gusinga guli wansi wabo abasigadde kiba kitegeeza nti bw'oba oyagala kujjawo backlog oyongera kukola backlog ndala oyongera kuleeta ba intern doctor abalala bangi mu leeta yafuluma yalaga nti sente ez'aba intern zayongerwako ne zidda ku buse oba ku billion 35 nga sente zino zaali zisobola okumala okugabanyizibwa ba intern oba allowances zaabwe ze bafuna ba intern 25 so wesanga nti ba intern be batutte ku mwaka guno batono nnyo ate sente zeeyongedde ate nga waliwo na universities endala nga ba intern abamala mwaka gwa 2023 ogeza Lira University ne Muni University ne Makerere University yennyini nga nabeera tebakoze eki tebagenze kiba kitegeeza ne onagamba nti okay kangende mu bugubi ntuulo omwaka mulamba ewaka nninde 2025 still toli sure oba teweekakasa nti oba onaatwalibwa omwaka ogujja kiba kitegeeza nti oba osobola okuddamu era still n'otuula omwaka gwa 2025 niwekanga nkoze internship mwaka gwa 2026 oba n'olusi n'okweyongerayo so tusaba ministry etwala ebyobulamu mu Uganda Ministry of Health awamu ne ba stakeholders bayo bonna be bakola nabo nga Parliament ya Uganda okusingira ddala olukiiko olw'ebyobulamu mu Parliament n'amasomero gonna aga training obusawo baddemu batuule basale entotto balabe engeri gye bayinza otwala abayizi 2500 bonna bagende bakole internship so that bamaliza okola internship ate ne baqualifying okubeera abasawo okujjanjaba bannayuganda bannayuganda balwadde beetaaga abantu ababajjanjaba ate ffe abandi badde babajjanjaba tutudde waka